Hi there, I'm Budda and you're watching Dr. Guitar, a show for all you guitarists out there. In today's episode, I'm playing through some great tremolos. Did you know tremolo was the first guitar effect to be commercially produced? It was produced in the 40s by the Arman, and it is a really broad use tremolo. People use tremolo effect from James Bond, from Pink Panther, to country music, western music, spaghetti western, surf music, jazz, alternative rock. Even Rage Against the Machine used tremolo, such a well-used effect. First of all, let me thank my dear patrons for supporting the show. If you want to become a patron, just go to the Patreon link and follow the steps. It's super easy, or you can contribute to the tip jar on PayPal. I thank you in advance. Also, if you're interested in having guitar lessons with me online, just send me a direct message on Instagram or Facebook, or send me an email and we'll deal with it from there. If you liked the episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave the thumbs up. It helps a lot. Thank you so much. Let's go. I have some great tremolos here. It's not a review of these pedals. It's more of ways of using the pedals. So if you've seen my episode about modulation pedals, you know I use a lot of modulation pedals, and tremolo is probably one of my favorite modulation effects. Basically, tremolo is changing the volume of your guitar sound. So you're basically doing this. It's like picking up your volume, but it can change it in a lot of different ways. It can change it very abruptly, very softly, almost imperceptibly. And these four tremolos, I didn't pick them randomly. I picked them because they do a lot of different things from each other. So let's dive into the easiest and most classical tremolo pedal, the Boss TR2. I have this pedal for a long time. I was probably 16 years old, and I was playing in France with my band, Big Fat Mama, at the time. And we were playing there it was a meeting from, we were representing Portugal in France in a meeting of Portugal, Germany, Italy, and France. So there was a band from each country. And we were playing together, changing experiences and learning with each other. And the guy who was running the program had a Boss tremolo and had, I think it was a Delta Blues PV amp. I now own both, the Delta Blues 15 inches PV amp and the tremolo. And the tremolo was one of my first pedals because I loved what it does. So I usually think of tremolo in two different scenarios. So I think of it as a way to embellish my soft melody or harmony playing, like stuff like very, very slow. If I do this with the tremolo, And I love this in tremolo, and it's usually my settings with a tremolo like this, having this function. My settings are usually this one. So having it at this speed, this intensity. I can also use it very fast, and that's another way I think about tremolo. It's the James Bond surfy trem, like. Usually associated with reverb for that spaghetti surfy tone. But mainly I use the pedal as it was, like here in the middle. Probably I would use it in the hardest. Yeah, this would easily be my go-to. And the TR2 has basically depth, which means the level of the effect. So you hear it way more or way less. So let me just exemplify it. So you hear it a lot or not. Then you have the waveform that modulates the volume. If it is a rounder wave, it will be smoother. If it is like this, a square wave, it's very chopped, very tuck, 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 tuck. It's almost percussive. So I'll change it while I play. So it's almost percussive. I usually use it here with the maximum setting, and then I drop the depth. Because this way you hear the tremolo, but it's not taking off your volume. And the speed, or in here it's called the rate. I use it, it's the speed of the modulation. Okay, so this is basically the regular ways that tremolo work. Depth, which means how much you hear the effect. Rate, which means the speed of the effect. And then you might have some kind of control over the waveform. For example, in a Fender amp, you have no control on the waveform. It's fixed for you. You just have the speed and the depth. In the TreTre made by Janis, one of my favorite builders at the moment, the TreTre is a very different tremolo because you have only depth and speed. You don't have control of over the wave shape, but you have a volume boost that is capable of a lot of boosting. I forgot to mention the Boss TR2 is a little noisy, has a little hiss, so hear it. Which it's kind of annoying when you're playing softly, but it sounds really good and it's really reliable. I have it for more than 20 years. So let's go to the TreTre. The TreTre has its names all in Latvian, which I cannot read it, but I know this is volume, this is speed, and this is intensity. And in the intro, I was playing with the intensity all the way down, the speed all the way down, and the volume all the way up. So this was my tone. I'm using the Lone Star, and it's distorting. If I turn on the TreTre, it will distort even more because it's a clean boost. And you can even use it as a boost with some modulation. So without the TreTre, it's very subtle, but when the sound of the guitar starts to decrease, you start to hear more of the TreTre. But it is a great sounding tremolo too, even if you don't use the boosts. So let me just clean up the amp with the volume of my guitar. And it's very percussive. You can hear this, the wave is a square wave. So we back down the depth and it rounds it up a little more. And when you turn it off, all the magic goes away. So it's not a one-trick pony, and tremolo is like one of my favorite effects because I use it a lot with things that you probably don't hear. For example, there's a Budda Power Blues song that is called There's No Place Like Home, and I play it with a little tremolo and a slapback. I don't have a slapback here at the moment. If I take off the tremolo, it sounds nothing like it. It gives me this motion when I sustain notes and when I'm not playing it, and it gives me some kind of movement, which I really love. Talking about movement, one of the new classic tremolo pedals is the Monument by Walrus Audio. It's a killer sounding tremolo, and it can do the harmonic trem and the standard trem. Another great tremolo I really like is the Surfy trem. by Surfy Industries. I'm not showing it because I've shown it a lot in my board, in my studio pedal board, and it is on my studio pedal board. So I'm showing you this Monument, which is really great and has tap tempo. So the next two pedals have tap tempo, and I'm leaving the Red Noise butterfly pedal to the end because it's the more complex and the one that can do crazy stuff. So the Monument has the same controls as a regular tremolo. You have depth and speed, and it has volume, but not as much volume as a TreTre. It has volume because sometimes, due to the circuit of a tremolo, you lose volume. So you get quieter, which sometimes it's not great, or at least I think it should be a good thing if you want to be quiet and not having to be quiet on purpose. So it has tap tempo. It has a division for the figures. You tap tempo on 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'm setting it to 16 note, which means if I play 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, ta 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 pa 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 pa. Okay, so it goes faster, but I can set it to be on quarter note, quarter triplet, and 8 note. And it has harmonic tremolo. Harmonic tremolo is kind of a phaser or a vibe. It was a tremolo made famous by some old brown face Fender amps, and it's kind of, to me it sounds like a univibe, but without the randomness of it. But the Monument has a shape on the sine wave. With the shape you can make it be random and not symmetric, so you can make it be sine wave, square wave, random wave, and then a more slopey wave. So let's hear it just as it is with a harmonic trem. But you hear it being wah-two, 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 so it's very predictable. Let's use the random shape. This is where I use the Univibe. It's kind of a auto wah setting, but it's not a wah, but it sounds like it. It took me so long to understand that Jimi Hendrix used it in that way, because it sounded like a wah, but a soft wah, not a very affected wah, because you still hear the normal tone of the guitar, the unaffected tone of the guitar. So it kind of reminds me of a quick. There's a Manish Boy version of Jimi Hendrix, which is incredible. But of course the Monument also does regular tremolo, so let me set the depth in a more normal way. And you really hear the square wave of the vibrato. It reminds me my Vox tremolo, my AC30 tremolo. Let's go around the shapes. We can change the rate manually. Or we can do it with a tap tempo. It's a really good sounding pedal and really versatile, although it's a tremolo pedal. So sometimes, and I normally use my tremolo pedals in a fixed position because I reach for the tremolo basically for this sound. Especially while playing live. In the studio, I might use it with the tempo of the music, with the tempo of the song, but I'm not wanting to bend down and to put it in the tempo of the song. This is a great feature of the Monument. If you want to have a tremolo, a rhythmic tremolo like on this waveform here, for example. If you want to play something faster, like to the wind, or slower. Can have it, or if you want to play with a if you want to divide it, or I can divide it, for example, in triplets. if you're playing live and the song goes faster or slower, you can always adjust it if you use it as a rhythmic element, as I was using it here. I rarely use it as a rhythmic element because I'm lazy, and I've never had, until today, a tremolo pedal with tap tempo. Now I have it, and I use it a lot. And let's move on to the latest pedal, which is the craziest looking and the craziest sounding pedal. I was using it, and I fell in love with this setting because it's very kind of wah-wah, alto-wah, phaser sounding, very cool, very, very, very cool. And it has so much to offer. It can be a regular tremolo. We just need to change it to the soft. So let me try to explain you what it does with my cockroach memory, because I'm really finicky and really forgetting about this. So this is dry and wet mix. So you mix the wet signal with the dry, basically a depth. This is the waveforms you can do. So I'm using a very hard square wave in the moment. This is the soft or hard that you can listen to. This is the range of the frequency, and it also changes frequency. It has a mid and a bass and a volume. So you can use all of that, and we can use the tap tempo too. So if I use it here, I have no effect. All effect. This has an ability that any of the other pedals has, so you can use just the affected signal and not listening to the guitar's sound unless it's affected. This is great for me to show you the sound of each wave, because you're only listening to the effect. And, oh, I missed this one. So this is two different waves. This has a knee here. So it means it's more percussive. And this is softer, but they are basically the same. This is a rounder, faster one. These two on the top are asymmetrical, so this is the first heat. It's slower, so it's kind of a shuffly feeling, which is a lot of times great. I would use this one. So if you use it rhythmically, it's way more obvious. Kind of fades in, really cool. And then we have the range of the pedal. We're hearing it on soft, but we have the range, which means more bass and more treble. Well, more mids and more treble. This gives you bass, so it's a bass cut to the right. This is mono, so this is not doing anything. To the right, you give it more treble. To the left, you give it more weight. And this is mid-range. You can scoop it a lot. Okay, now I get it. I'm lazy, I didn't read the manual, I should have done that, but I'm guessing you won't read the manual too, so I'm figuring it while I'm playing it, and I've played it for a while to get to know the pedal, but I didn't figure it out. So this is the range, it's kind of a depth. If you have it here, there's no tremolo. But you can take advantage of the volume and EQ of the pedal. So without it, So you can change a lot. It's an EQ in a tremolo. You can change it a lot, your guitar tone. And then the range sets how much the tremolo affects your signal. It's kind of your depth within the pedal, but no tremolo at all. But you still have the dry wet, which is kind of also a depth, but not a depth because it doesn't affect the wave. It just affects the mix between the tremolo and your clean signal. I'm sorry, I was lost having a lot of fun. So this is how it works basically. Then you can have a manual. I think you can use the manual to turn off the LFO so it stops being a tremolo and you use it as an EQ and boost pedal. That's it. And then we can use it also in soft or hard mode. And here is where the range comes into a different kind of thing. So if you use it in soft, you don't hear that. But if you use it with the hard, so you can have a lot of tones out of this box. Of course, if it's meant to play live, you would need a lot of different tremolos, but it does a lot of things that no other tremolo does. Like this is kind of a phaser harmonic tremolo mixed with a tremolo, but even the regular tremolo, the regular sounding tremolo, it has something of a wah, a warble. It's not just volume, it sounds really beautiful and it's very inspiring. Trying to match the volume with the pedal on and off. Unless, since I have all the pedals here, I will try to make them at the same settings, normal tremolo, so you can hear something comparable, because the Boss TR2 and the TreTre don't do anything else but a tremolo. So let me check the Boss as a reference. Okay, let's compare it. Well, what are your thoughts? Please let me know in the comment what you think about tremolo. Have you used tremolo? Are you thinking about using it now? Leave your comment and let me know. This is for us. So we're growing a community here, and don't be afraid to answer all the other people's comments. That's the goal. Let's talk and let's debate this issue of being a guitar player aficionado. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and share it with the world. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the episode. If you want to become a patron, just go to the Patreon link, or you can support the channel by contributing to the tip jar on PayPal. Also, if you want to have some guitar lessons with me, just send me an email or a direct message on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll deal with it from there. That's all for today. We'll see each other next week. Bye-bye.